Alrighty, welcome back to Chika Off Duty. Hello to our listeners. Before tayo mag-umpisa, I just wanted to again take the time to thank our friends, our avid listeners who continue to,
Yes.
shower us with love and amazing feedback. If you're
Mm-mm.
still listening to us at this point, I hope we have not turned uh, to be your pet peeves.
Uy,
But
pero grabe yung mga friends namin ni Dods, talagang nagko-comment sila sa mga socials namin, talagang
uh,
they provide feedback on like what our topics could be. So thank you guys sa pagsuporta.
yes,
You're
super,
part of our
super.
spoil list once we make it in the big leagues.
Right. And speaking of audience, I know a lot of our audiences, Pao, are young
Mm,
pros like us,
true.
who are like early in their career or who have spent a couple of years working. And the whole point of Chica of Duty, honestly, is for us to clock out of work. But
Yes.
but today we're going
We
to
don't dream
spend
of
the next
labor.
but today we're going to spend the next hour talking about work.
True. Bago
Now,
yung Dods, teka, ito na
yes.
naman,
Ay, ito na
nakalimutan na naman
naman.
natin magpakilala.
Goodness. Oo, ito na
Goodness,
nga.
okay.
If you're new here, hi, I'm Dods.
And I am Pao at kami ang tambalang Pod!
Woot
Welcome to
woot.
Chika Off Duty. Kami ang inyong favorite pet peeves. Anyway, Dods, back to you.
Ayun na nga. Before kayo mag-roll ng eyes sa amin, 'di ba? I know it's a lot to work 8 hours every day. And here we are.
More
talking
than
about
eight
work.
hours. Some people work
More than
10, 12.
8 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
And here we are talking about work yet again. But don't you guys worry. It's not like any other LinkedIn post telling you to, wake up at 5 a.m., embrace the grind, and,
True.
build your personal brand. We're here to talk about the corporate experience that somehow we all signed up for. And I'm talking about
Mhm.
the things that, the office stereotypes, moments that probably made us question whether, we're actually good at our jobs, or basically every weird little thing that comes with being an adult, having an ID lace, and
Mhm.
an
A
Outlook calendar.
badge.
A badge, an RFID, and an Outlook calendar. Gusto ko siyang umpisahan by asking you, Pao. I mean, do you think? Because I feel like sometimes, I don't know if you wear this like a badge of honor, or if you've received such a comment, but do you think you're a personality hire?
Personality hire, these are the people na no skills, just vibes, diba?
Yeah, yeah. I'd say so.
Siyempre,
I mean,
hindi ko
let's go by that.
aamin.
Let's operate on that definition.
Okay. Well, I think when I was early in my career, there were times that I felt that. Kasi syempre, papasok ka ng bagong company, papasok ka ng bagong trabaho, tapos nangangapa ka pa lang. So,
Mhm.
syempre, kapag ganon, ang naririnig ko sa tatay ko, if you can't play, display.
Can't
Kapag hindi mo,
perform,
oh,
Japorm.
yun, exactly, that's
Yun.
the same thing. Parang I think early in my career, I did kind of feel that na parang, oh my God, anong ginagawa ko dito? Parang, are they sure why they hired me? Parang, ako ba talaga yung in-offer nila or baka nagkamali lang? So yes, I felt that. Of course, I think everyone feels that way. May mga times din nga na parang talagang kaya ako naging komedyante sa work before kasi, parang lang, so they don't fire me.
Yes. Yeah, I'm on the same page, honestly. Especially, this is only my second job. Only in my second job now. In my first job, I most definitely felt that way, diba? Parang, you come into work thinking, you're super confident. You're gonna ace every task given to you. You're gonna
Mm-mm.
exceed every expectation set, only for life, and to humble you and make you realize
Mm-mm.
na you have so much to learn still.
Mm-mm.
So, yeah.
Nakaka-cognitive dissonance, di ba? Yung parang, alam mo sa sarili mo na hindi ka bobo. Pero
Oo.
minsan, parang pumapasok ka into something not knowing a lot of things and ikaw yung
Mm.
beginner and hindi ka
Mhm.
sanay sa especially as a fresh grad na medyo high achiever, high performer. Tapos, pagdating mo sa workplace, oh my God, parang ako yung baguhan tapos hindi ko alam kung anong gagawin ko. So, parang nakaka-disorient. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, speaking of, being a high performer, on the other side of, I guess, being a personality hire are our high performers. Would you
Mm.
consider yourself as one? And like, how do we
Yes.
define a high performer? I love that. Yes.
Nag-gets agad. I mean, I think we gotta advocate for ourselves. So yes, I would
That's true.
consider myself a high performer. In the jobs that I've held, I feel that I was able to add value not only to my professional development, but also to my role, to the team, and to the company. And well, high performer is someone who's basically able to exceed expectations from what's written in their job description. They're able to provide solutions. They're able to anticipate problems. Now I'm talking like a performance evaluator. Parang yun yung mga nakalagay, di ba, sa mga performance
Uh,
evaluation. So yes, I consider myself a high performer. I think anyone who grew up being academically gifted tend to go that route naman. But I would say there's a small subset din na parang they're academically gifted, pero when you put them in an environment where kailangan makihalubilo or they have to be creative,
yes.
minsan magkaiba yun eh. It's a different skill set.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, ako, I would say the same things. Just like you, Pao, I grew up being really academically competent. But again, the
Mm-mm.
workforce is an entirely different battlefield. So there's a lot of factors that, play into that. Like you said, for example, there's a lot of socialization that needs to,
Yes.
happen, building relationships with people, not just your stakeholders, your office mates, and, everyone you spend time with at work. And for me, yes, it's exceeding expectations, but it also has something to do with, being pleasant to work with.
Yes.
I don't think I'd consider myself a high performer if I only show up and do the job, but at the end of the day, I'm not pleasant to work with.
Yeah, actually that plays a very big part. Not to be a personality hire, pero when you when you present yourself a certain way and people are naturally drawn to you and they want to work with you because they know what kind of stuff you put out there or what the quality of work that you deliver. So I think that's a big part of it as well. Like there's a lot of hard workers, but not
Mhm.
all ideas would land. It's not all
Yes.
the time that you have ideas that the company or the team needs. So you really have to find the sweet spot and solve the problems that is relevant at a certain period of time.
We're talking about high performers, and there's this whole narrative that high performers are at work are some of the fastest to burn out.
Yes, that's
And I
true.
wanna I wanna talk more about this because I wanna know first and foremost, why is that the case? Bakit kaya?
Well, I can speak for the people who were also academically gifted and ended up being high performers or being
Mhm.
very hardworking in the workplace. When you're in school, the turnaround time for the reward is really fast. So you study for a test and then you pass the test, you get good grades. After the semester, you get your final grade. And then you repeat that cycle for 4 years, sometimes more than that. So you get used to that kind of routine that when you work hard, you get what you want and you're rewarded for it, right? You get a medal, you get Latin
Mhm.
honors.
Yes.
But for a lot of high performers, once they enter the workplace, it's a reality check that you don't always get what you want. Because again, sometimes you have a lot of ideas, but it's not what the company needs. Or you you have a lot of ideas or they don't have the space or the capacity to do those ideas. So sometimes when that happens, over a period of time, when you keep performing, you repeat and then deplete. So they burn out fast because
Ooh.
you want the results that you want, but that's not the framework. Like the framework for education and for the workplace is different.
Mhm. Yeah. But I also would like to point out there are similarities. 'Di ba? Kasi in
Mm.
school, for example, if you are excellent at what you do, people turn to you for like for example, teachers give you more like extracurricular work, for example, or
Yeah.
you always end up being the group leader
Mm-mm.
for a task or a project,
Oo.
'di ba? And I think it's quite the same in the workforce, 'di ba? There's this whole narrative na if you do well at your job, what will happen is they're going to end up giving you more work.
Oh, I didn't think about it that way because, well, it's been a while since we were in school. And I guess in college, you're responsible for your own development. Like, no teacher would tell you to
Mhm.
join this club, to join this org. But
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
I guess going way back into
To
grade
high
school or high
school.
school,
Yeah, yes.
yes, a lot of teachers would, would push you into a certain direction. And of course, it's
Mhm.
coming from a lot of love. I think what happens also is that sometimes some students are neglected because we have different, that there are multiple
Yes,
intelligence,
yes.
right? Not everyone would be academically gifted, but they could be good in the arts, they could be good in sports. Yeah, so there's those different things that come into play that is not always reflected in the report card.
Um, I feel also there's a lot of, people pleasing that's in the picture.
Mm-mm,
Um,
totoo yan.
Kasi you want to be, for high performers, you always want to come across as dependable one.
Mm-mm,
So in that case, it's so easy for you, or it's so difficult for you to say no to like
mm-mm,
certain things, whether that's a new project that they want you to work on. And I
mm-mm,
feel like that also contributes a lot to why it's so quick for high performers to feel burnt out.
mm-mm,
It's sometimes it becomes people pleasing disguised as, good work ethic. And I feel
mm-mm.
like, especially if that's that's who and how you are also outside of work, and you bring it into your job. So yeah, lots of factors at play here.
Yeah. A lot of times it also comes down with knowing the right people and getting
Mhm.
your work seen by the right people as well.
I love that. And one of the uh, best advice I've gotten from like my mentors was that you always have to make sure that you're visible at work.
Mm-mm.
And one of the biggest or the best tip I've received from my manager before was always document your wins. If you get really,
Yes.
really good feedback from people, take a screenshot.
Oo,
Keep
oo.
keep everything documented, right? Because that's one way you can easily advocate for yourself kung kailanganin, 'di ba?
Yes. Well,
Yes.
on that topic, kasi I don't know how I feel about people pleasing. Kasi on one hand, I I'm the kind of person who I feel like my work needs to can speak for itself, but at the same time, I
Yes.
also know that there needs to be a balance between that and advocating for yourself. So, how do you feel? Do you consider yourself more of a quiet genius or someone who's charismatic, a charismatic performer?
Ooh. That's tough. Early in my career, I would say I was more on the charismatic side of things, because
Mm-mm.
that's the time when you're still gradually learning how to become an expert at what you do, right? But
Mm-hmm.
over time, you really start building your skill set and
Mm-hmm.
thinking like the strategic partner
Mm-mm.
that you should be. So I feel like at this point I should be, and I feel like I am a good mix of both. Not to toot
Mm-mm.
my own horn, but I'm basing this also from like the feedback I've gotten from people. It's
Mm-mm.
not just self evaluation. Okay,
Mm.
so
Ako
ikaw ba?
baliktad eh. Baliktad ako. Kasi ikaw
Ah,
nag-start ka as a charismatic performer and then naging quiet genius ka. Ako,
mhm.
quiet genius muna before I got the Riz. So, yun nga, kasi when I was still in my early careers, I used to feel that, oh, my work can speak for itself. It's going to get
Mhm.
noticed by the right people if I do the right things. And that may be true at a certain level and
Mhm.
for certain teams, for certain companies also. But over time, I've learned that you need to advocate for your own work because not all the time. Imagine mo, like if you're a middle level manager and you're handling like 10 to 15 people, paano ka mag-stand out from all of those people? How do you make sure that your work has the most impact or has the most desirable outcomes? And kung ikaw yung manager na mag-evaluate, how do they advocate for you? So parang you need to help your managers advocate for
Yes,
you as well by
yes,
doing that. So I think kailangan talaga may balance eh. Hindi naman sa pagiging sip-sip hindi rin ako fan
yeah,
nun eh. At
yeah,
saka,
same.
honestly, you can feel it. You can feel it when someone's being performative at work. You can feel it when someone's just trying to get on someone's good side versus when someone is genuinely passionate about what they're doing and they care for the work that they do.
Hmm. I
I don't
love
want to
that.
name names.
Looking at you at No,
Looking at you at.
no, it's true. It's so important, hindi lang sa workplace, di ba? In any space that we occupy, to learn how to, advocate for ourselves. That's one of the best way we can avoid feeling burnt out. Kasi
For sure.
it's important to feel seen. And that's also one way, you climb the corporate ladder if that's what you want to do. It's imperative that you advocate for yourself and you talk about your wins. And yeah, to the right people.
Pero parang may ibang tao kasi talaga na they're okay with the work that they do and they don't have a lot of desires to progress. And they don't really have a lot of desires to climb the corporate ladder, as you mentioned. Okay din naman yun. What's your difficulties been like? Well, you don't need to go into the specifics, but like, nagkakaroon ka din ba ng mga ganong struggles na you feel that you're doing enough and you know your worth, but you don't know how to get that across?
That's not something I really struggled with at the beginning. I'm fortunate. I've worked with people who also are advocates of others.
Mali yung tanong ko. Sige, ano yung mga pet peeves mo? Para
Trabaho.
seryoso. Sige, ano yung mga pet peeves mo sa office?
Ang dami. Kasi nga, saan ba ako mag-uumpisa? Siguro yung ako yung sarili ko, pet peeve ko yung sarili ko nung nag-uumpisa ako. Kasi, you know how like the corporate jargons, nung may chance na akong gamitin sila, talagang ginamit ko sila.
Oh my God, anong favorite mo? Sige,
Low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit. Leverage, synergy.
Yeah, synergy. Alam mo yung low-hanging fruit? Ang tagal kong inisip ko ano ibig sabihin nun. Kasi even if ginugol ko, parang hindi ko magets bakit why does low-hanging fruit mean the way that it is? So, para sa mga nanonood na hindi familiar doon, pero bakit di kayo familiar doon? Low-hanging fruit means it's like a quick win, right?
Yes.
Kumbaga parang if you have a list of tasks for a project, the low-hanging fruit is the easiest to do. Parang yun yung pinaka-achievable. Tapos na-realize ko, kasi nga kapag may bunga yung puno, yung pinaka-mababa, yun yung yung mabilis.
Pitasin.
Oo.
Di mo kailangan maghagdanan.
Kasi naman,
Yes.
yung mga corporate jargons kasi parang kailangan ng mental gymnastics eh.
Totoo. Pero nung nagigets ko na sila, talaga ginamit ko sila. Pero eventually I learned na parang, yeah, it doesn't sound so great. Like, no one actually really talks like that in real life. And especially, I'm saying this as, a comms professional where, in our field, we're always encouraged to, speak business casual. Or write like in the manner that you speak. So,
right in the manner that you speak.
Yes.
Dear diary.
So, sa email comes.
Disrespectfully yours.
Ikaw, what are some of your pet peeves?
A manager that I worked with before said something na nung sinabi niya, parang sabi ko, shucks, ang talino niya. Sabi niya, let's cross our T's and dot our I's. Which is a way of saying, we need to be very detailed or parang we need to make sure that there are no loopholes in this project, ganon. So, you cross your T's and dot the I's. Kasi kapag nagsusulat tayo, like literally, yun yung madalas nakakalimutan, di ba? So, parang double check, make sure that there are no gaps. First time mo pa marinig yun?
First time ko marinig yan. So, ilalagay ko na yun sa bio ko sa Instagram.
Crossing my T's and dotting my I's.
Dotting my I's.
Tsaka ito very basic, pero love na love ko siya. Circle back.
Yeah. Top 3. Sa top 3.
Top 3. Marami pa. Oh my God, ito. Boil the ocean. You know that?
Hindi ko ginagamit yan. Explain it to me.
Let's not boil the ocean. Meaning,
like a task that's like too big.
Let's not take on. Yeah, exactly. Let's not bite more than we could chew. Something like that. Diba? Let's not boil the ocean. Ang galing. Parang, kung walang nanonood and, kung walang mag-evaluate, anong gagawin mong email signature? Napag-isipan mo na ba?
Hindi pa. Pag nag-iisip, feeling ko ikaw may sagot ka na. So,
actually, wala. Siguro yung mga dog show na sagot, like, please hesitate to reach out to me.
Yung mga ganon. Well, first of all, how do you close or end your emails now?
All the best.
All the best.
Diba? Hindi nga pang bading eh. Kailangan ko ng pang bading.
Ako usually, yeah, same. All the best, cheers, thank you,
Oh, cheers.
take care.
Yeah. Take care.
That's very cancer
Yeah.
of me. Take care.
How do you start your emails?
I just start with hi, hey, hello, depending
Yeah.
on.
Hope you've been well.
I don't really start my emails like that.
I don't know
just go
how else
straight the
to.
point.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I say happy Monday if I want to be specific, or happy midweek.
I hate that. That's my pet peeve.
Why?
saying
What did
happy
I do to
Monday.
you?
Are we really happy on Mondays? Come on.
No, I'm not specifically on Monday, but like I would say happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday.
Yeah, but don't do
like,
it on a
whatever
Monday,
day it is.
please. I'm begging you.
Sometimes
People in the
happy-
corporate world, don't say happy Monday, please. Although I have
would
done it.
sometimes
But I've
I would
stopped.
sometimes say hope you had a great weekend. Hope you had
Yes.
a lovely break.
I say that a lot to her. TGIF.
Yeah, I would I mean I say that as like a sign of empathy na uy sana nagpahinga ka ha. Sana hindi ka nag-check ng email mo, Mimaker.
Since we're talking about also high performers, gusto ko ding itong pag-usapan tao eh. What do you think about like doing the bare minimum at work?
I'm all for it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I mean, there are seasons when it's okay to do the bare minimum.
Mhm.
Pero, there are times na syempre kailangan mo mag-show up more than what's
Yes.
required of you. I mean, let's be real. Kasi I know we have a lot of advocates for just do what's needed from you and then you go home. Of course, by all means do that. But of course, there are also times in your career na kailangan mo talagang mag-perform beyond what is expected of you if you want to advance. But also, doing the bare minimum doesn't mean na walang kwenta yung ginagawa mo. I mean, of course, you
Yes.
still have to meet the expectations. And of course, take care of yourself whilst you're doing that.
Mhm. It's also
What's
when
your-
sorry.
I was going to ask you, ano bang definition mo ng bare minimum? Because I feel like iba-iba na yung definition ng mga
Definition
tao
of
ng bare minimum eh.
It's
Oo.
it's the same with you. It's just doing what you're paid to do and doing
Mm-mm.
it well. That's the bare
Oo.
minimum for me. And like I agree with you that some days okay lang na you show up and just do the bare minimum because
Mm-mm.
we carry a lot of baggage in our personal lives and sometimes it's just so difficult to show up.
Mm-mm.
So kung kailangan mong gawin yung bare minimum lang, by all means do it. But to your point, if you want to build credibility also at work, may mga pagkakataon talaga na kailangan mong igiling
Oo.
parang sex bomb. Itodo mo, gano'n.
Oo.
Pero wag naman lagi. Pag kailangan, I feel
Oo.
like if it serves you, a purpose, then
Yes.
yeah, do it.
I think, yeah, being able to discern what requires a lot of your energy and what doesn't is also a skill actually. Kasi
Yes.
kagaya nga ng sinabi ko kanina, may mga bagay na kailangan mo talagang pag-effortan. And ito yung usually yung mga projects that would put your name out there, would give you credibility, and would, kumbaga parang, this is the thing that would get you noticed. Yes, go for it. And then there are also times that you can be bare minimum, as in, yeah, you log in and log off when you're needed, but make sure na nagawa mo na yung mga kailangan mong gawin.
Mhm.
You don't leave things on the table. Sometimes there would be people who message you after hours. Kung hindi naman urgent, ayun, I would put that off. I think that's fine.
Yeah. So, game ko ba maglaro ngayon?
Okay, anong klaseng laro ba? What do you have in mind?
Kasi sa mga hindi nakakaalam, si Pau po ay may extensive experience in HR functions and specifically
Hindi naman
also in-
extensive. Hindi
Ano
ako
ba?
nag-payroll.
Hindi ka nag-pay. I was
Hindi ako nag-payroll, so wag niyo akong hanapan ng pera.
talking about recruitment. So,
Yes.
laro tayo ng isang game pa where we, parang HR interview simulator where I give you some famous Filipino personalities.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Sige.
And then, I'd like you to, pretend that you're in an interview with them or think about the questions that you want to ask them. Also, perhaps maybe what kind of role they'll be, perfect for or a good fit in.
Shucks, ang dami naman. Ang dami kong kailangan
Sorry.
pag-isipan. O sige,
Di
let's
ka ba
try
yan
our
dito?
best.
Sorry. Okay, sige.
Dapat
Gusto
nga ano
ko
to, di ba? Hindi ako dapat nagtatrabaho. Pinagtrabaho ko.
Ano
Go.
dito? Marketing na rin. Eto, start tayo with Vico Soto, which
Oh
we
my
both have a
God!
crush on. Kung mag-a-apply si Vico Soto sa kumpanya mo, anong unang-una mong itatanong? Or first of all, anong a-applyan kaya niya?
Mayor Vico. Yung mga ka-level ni Mayor Vico, hindi yan nag-a-apply. Hina-headhunt niyan.
In-headhunt yan, executive level,
Oo.
C-suite na yan eh.
Oo, C-suite na yan. Or mga country leadership, ganon. So siguro ano siya, country manager.
Country manager.
Country manager, aka ang presidente. I mean, for your consideration lang naman, Mayor. Hindi naman kita pinipilit.
Hindi, actually, kailangan na natin. Ipilit na natin yan. Totoo. So, kung nag-a-apply siya or hina-headhunt mo siya, ano yung itatanong mo sa kanya?
When's your earliest start date?
Nakakainis. Kailangan yung pag... Pero alam mo, na-imagine ko din siya as na-imagine ko din siya as a project manager. If you wanna be more relatable, di ba? Or like, head, VP,
Alam mo,
director of
mas
operations.
matalino yung sagot mo kaysa sa akin. Project manager.
Feeling ko
Because you need someone,
manager.
who's very organized. In a project, there's a lot of moving parts. So you really need someone who's able to get on top of all of those things. And I think, yes, Mayor Vico is the perfect person for that. So
Ako
siguro, yung
sige.
yung non-dog show question ko sa kanya, if I'm interviewing him, I would ask him, how do you manage expectations of multiple stakeholders? Yes.
Tara.
Diba?
Trigger warning sa mga nakikinig. Ako wala ko itatanong sa kanya. Gusto ko siya yung magtanong sa akin. At ang sagot ko lagi ay, yes baby, whatever you say, handsome.
Anong ini-imagine mong tanong niya sa'yo?
lahat na. It's always a yes. Yes, lahat yan.
Paano kapag tinanong ka niya na parang, what's the company culture like? Anong sasagot mo kung ikaw yung ikaw yung person from the company?
We're like a family here. You can play the dad, I can play the mom. Okay, maybe we can cut that part.
No, it will stay on! It will stay on!
Because of that.
Mayor Vico, if you're listening to this, big
Call
fan!
us.
Call us! Please guest
Okay.
in our podcast.
Sige, isip pa tayo ng ibang personalities. How about from one crush to another, how about si Atom Araulio?
Sunod-sunod naman.
Pag sunod-sunod na natin yan. para matapos na.
Si Atom Araulio,
Yeah.
ano bang pwede sa kanya? Yung tanong muna, tatanong ko sa kanya, are you willing to come on site?
Jesus Christ. Papawis lang. Hindi ko kinakaya, Mi. Teka lang.
Hindi mo expect yun, no?
Hindi ko kinakaya.
Pero wait lang, baka isipin ng mga tao na
Valid question.
That's an actual question.
Yes.
You get
Yes.
asked that in interviews. I'm
Yes.
sure you guys interview also. Are you willing to do hybrid on-site? Ganon.
Yes, right.
And sometimes
Anong role
candidate-
niya? Anong role
niya? Head of content.
Head of content.
Actually, corporate communications na lang pala.
Actually,
Pero
pwede
kasi-
siya sa corporate ops. Pero,
Ang external kasi siya eh. Kasi he does documentaries. That's why I said head of content. Yeah.
pwede. If it's like a creative agency.
Yeah. And I would ask him na what makes a good story. Yes.
Pwedeng
What
pwede
makes
siya sa corporate comms, PR also.
Yes. And I feel like he's the type na talagang titingalain ng mga tao na, oh my gosh, ano na si Atom?
Pwede din siya sa CSR work. Since napag-usapan natin siya in our previous episode, paano ko si Tito Boy?
Tito Boy?
Ayan ang corporate comms.
Oo nga. Oo, kasi siya ang
Or
siya ang
marketing
ma-PR talaga.
comms,
Siya ang ma-PR. Since idol mo siya, ikaw kaya ang magtanong. Like, what's the one?
Fast talk ko siya.
O sige, go.
Like yung mga fast talk ko, yung mga hybrid or hybrid work from home.
Hybrid or on-site?
Hybrid or on-site. Pero dapat mabilis.
Willing to negotiate?
pero pero ang final question ko pa rin ay, happiness or chocolates? Dapat dun pa rin siya matatapos. Kailangan ma-defend niya.
Tawang-tawa ko rin sa hybrid or
Ikaw,
what's your manager? Tatanong ko sa kanya, parang,
leader or doer?
are you a leader or a follower? Ganon. Are you a leader or a follower?
Day
shift, mid shift.
Calls or emails?
Yun. Day shift or night shift?
May nag-night shift na si Tito Boy.
Hindi, valid kasi karamihan ng mga shows niya pang gabi dati, diba? Tapos nagda-buzz din siya,
Next, si Mimiya.
Mimiya, creative director for an ad agency.
Diba?
And I think bagay talaga sa kanya. So, the thing that I would ask her is, kasi si Mimia, she's the queen of rebrands eh. I would ask her, tell me about the time when you've had to pivot. Yes. Sobrang buzzword yung pivot. Ganon. Especially now in the age of AI. Parang, what's your understanding of this project and how do you change your strategy? Ganon. And maybe I would also ask her something about agility. Kasi nga, in the world of social media, ang daming nagbabago, diba? So parang, paano mo sasakyan yung pagbabago ng taste ng mga tao. So I would ask her that. Diba?
Ito, Vice Ganda.
Vice Ganda. So si Vice founder to eh. So you don't hire founders. Founders hire you. So siguro I would ask her not in an interview but in a networking chat. Like maybe imagine me as a board of directors for another company and she's asking for funding from me. Well, obviously I've never been in any one of those calls, but maybe I would ask her, what's your value proposition? Ganon. Anong value ng company mo? What makes you stand out? What makes you the top employer of choice? Ganon. And diba? Pero I feel like kailangan natin ng tanong kay Vice na nakakatawa rin. Kasi I feel like si Vice, she sees through people. Parang I feel like she would be the kind of person who would work with you if she sees your value, if she wants to give you a chance, something like that, you know?
Yes. On a more relatable note, I can also see her being exceptional at some HR functions like employee engagement, culture building, di ba?
Yeah.
Nakikita ko siya mag-host siya ng year-end party.
Yeah. Pwede rin siya mag-CSR with Atom actually.
Pwede rin siya mag-CSR. Actually.
Oh my God, dream company ko to.
Di ba?
Oh my God. I-register ko na nga.
Pero ang sabihin ko kay Vice, you're hired, but ang manager mo ay si Jessica, so ang boss mo ay si Jessica, so
wait lang! Ba't na ba sila?
hindi ko alam. I don't know what's up. Medyo natakot ako na.
Loko-loko ka! So, but I feel like, to be fair naman to Vice, she's proven herself, to be a woman, to be a person of the people. Talaga
Yes.
she's a champion of her concerns. Talaga namang ginagamit niya yung impluensya niya sa kabutihan ng madlang people.
Last one, Chris Aquino.
Another PR girly.
Yes.
I feel like she would also, she shouldn't be in HR. I think she's too honest. I feel like kapag HR ka, kailangan may restraint din eh. And si Chris, saying this with all love, of course, she says what's on her mind. So I feel like what's the external facing side of a company? Well, PR din talaga yung naiisip ko.
PR.
PR director, ganon. Global head of
Tama.
PR.
Tama.
Love that.
I can imagine. I'd love for her to be
Oh.
my boss. Imagine ko siya.
Parang matatakot akong interviewin siya kasi baka ibalik niya sa akin yung mga tanong.
Mm.
Kapag tinanong ko siya, what's your expected salary? Baka umiyak ako.
Pero feel ko pag na-hire siya, tambay siya ng pantry at ng, part siya ng maraming group chats.
Oo, tapos part siya ng maraming group chats.
Tas tambay
Employer branding, pwede siya doon.
Pwede din siya sa employer branding. Okay, wait. Gusto ko nang tanongin. Sa lahat ng mga in-interview mo, lahat ng personalities na binigay ko, lahat ba sila ma-hire? Hireable ba sila lahat? Are they the top talents? Parang
Oh, parang oo. Parang oo. Pero I would also think of cultural fit.
yes.
Kasi minsan you have a lot of good candidates pero kailangan mo ring isipin if cultural fit sila. Kasi may mga taong parang sanay sila sa ganitong klase ng organization and if transfer this to this kind of organization, hindi sila magta-thrive.
Ang ganda. We're getting really good tips here. So,
Yeah.
going
Actually,
back to your
don't
question,
listen to me, guys.
Gusto kong itanong, how much do you consider like being a culture fit in an application?
It depends on the level. So, minsan kapag, if it's maybe entry level to associate, you can hone that eh. Pwede pa siyang mahasa. But if it's maybe executive level, as much as possible, you would want someone who can already operate at the kind of organization that you already have. There's no one right answer for it. Maybe some other HR professionals watching this would even disagree, and that's fine. Because again, even different people who come from different backgrounds would have different experiences. So take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, kanya-kanyang vibe.
Pero kanyang vibe.
In interview natin to, feel ko they're not the type of people to have imposter syndrome.
Yeah, I feel like they're so confident among themselves. Yeah, but I feel like they should also. Why do you think I say that? It's because
controversial.
Yeah, I feel like we should have a certain level of imposter syndrome to keep us grounded also. Parang especially for someone working in government or someone who's leading a lot of people, minsan kailangan mo rin ng konting doubt sa utak mo.
Yes.
To keep yourself in check. Like, if tama ba itong ginagawa ko? Is this really for the good of all?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's not entirely a bad thing to have an imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Like you said, diba? What are moments? Have you had, or do you have imposter syndrome? Is that a question?
Yeah, for sure.
Or what are
for
those
sure. And
moments?
It doesn't just happen. Yeah.
Notice na.
It comes in seasons.
Or it manifests.
For me, it's when I'm doing something that is not related to what I'm good at. So what I feel like I'm good at is I'm good at talking to people. I'm good at communications. But if I have to do something that's maybe more on the back end side,
like admin
I can
stuff,
ganyan. I can still perform there. I've done that before. But I would say that I feel like I thrive less. Kasi gusto ko talaga nakikita ako ng mga tao, ganun.
Wow,
yeah.
she's a star.
So parang, minsan din yung imposter syndrome is maybe feeling that I'm not sure if this is the right fit for me. Something like that.
Yes. Ganyan din ako nung una. Kasi, I mean, pinag-usapan natin to in our second episode. Parang, this is not really the path that I was going to take. So, nung pagpasok ko sa work, I was pretty confident with, my baseline skills. Until I was exposed to, like, people who have been in the industry for quite some time. And I realized talaga na, gosh, I really need to, doon ko talaga naisip na parang, this is what they mean when they say experience is the best teacher. Because you really need to, spend time developing your skills, building credibility, building connections. And going back to imposter syndrome, sorry, ako napapansin ko siya when I struggle to say thank you when people compliment me for the work that I do, diba? Minsan, you're doing such a great job, hiyang-hiya ako, or I'd be like, it's easy, or so many people helped me, or all thanks to thank you to these people also, which can also be true. But sometimes you just gotta say thank you,
Mm-mm.
and take
Ako,
ownership of, well, the quality of the work that you do, and just appreciate people being appreciative of your work. Diba? Ang hirap nun sa akin in the
yes.
beginning. Now I have to constantly remind myself, magpa-thank you ka na lang.
As a Leo, actually, tanggap ako ng tanggap ng compliments. tuwing, tuwing may nagko-compliment ng work ko, happy ako. I get imposter syndrome when it's the opposite. Not that I'm fishing for compliments, but when I feel that there's no feedback on my work, whether that's positive or
Mm.
negative, ibig sabihin parang so-so lang siya. So na-feel ko, wala bang impact yung ginawa ko? Kasi if walang feedback at all, sometimes I feel that. But again, sometimes a lot of those things are also just in your head eh.
Totoo.
Diba? Parang,
Diba?
kasi nga, sobrang wired tayo to get validation from external things. Even if maganda naman talaga yung ginawa mo, parang you have to get something tangible out of it.
Mhm. How did you react when you received your first negative feedback? No, maybe not naman negative, or maybe something
Like
that's
a constructive, yeah.
constructive feedback or a comment.
I think my first constructive feedback, it wasn't that bad. So it wasn't disorienting, but I've had some feedbacks na sumunod that I felt na, oh, I didn't know that this is how people would feel. And so I remember that I'm really probing, like, what were like the specific instances that made people say this, and like how could I improve. So it wasn't that I was being defensive about it. Parang I really felt the need to correct it and like save the image, ganon. Kasi parang I was so concerned about how people saw me or how people viewed my work. So I really wanted to correct it, not defend it.
Ang
Diba?
ganda.
People pleaser era.
No, hindi na. Hindi naman. And also, a bit of people pleasing is also not bad in the workplace. But yeah, same thing with you. Pero I was a bit hard on myself when it's not also that serious. But obviously, it was my first job, so yeah, I really wanted to excel. Pero
Yes.
yun, dami nating pinag-usapan. Ang point lang naman natin dito ay
Ano? Separate your identity from your job, guys. We have been saying that a lot of times. And also, if you're a student, separate your identity from school. Actually, isa sa mga questions din na natatanong ng mga kabataan, parang does it matter if you have honors, if you were if you were a top student, like who's more hireable between that and a person who has average grades and internship? So I have an answer, Dods. Pero before I respond, ikaw ba may take ka doon?
I think it only matters. It matters. I would say that, but only at the start of your career. Obviously, in like a pool of, let's say, incredibly talented people, your resume would most definitely stand out if you have accolades. You finished school with flying colors. You also have internship to back that up. I mean, that sounds like an ideal resume, diba? But I think, it's only when applying for your first job that it matters most. Because eventually, after that, it's really the work that you do or how you show up at work that will ultimately be the test of your capabilities. So
That's true.
Sagot ko. Oo.
Yeah. There's some truth to that. Well, it is true. That's true talaga. Kasi I remember then when I was a fresh grad, that I would say that was my easiest job search. I didn't realize it at that time, but now looking back, that was a pretty simple job search. And I think it was because of my academic credentials. But in saying that, it's also important to recognize that times have changed. I feel that now, the job market is more rigid. So it's really more of the skills now. So a person who has internships or basically has the skills that's needed for a certain role would be more desirable on paper. Pero let's say cum laude ka, wala kang internships, but you have org experience, I wouldn't discount that. I would say that's pretty relevant as well. So, very important for the students, take some time out of your actual education and get some experience from orgs. From orgs is a very good start if you don't have time for internships. Kasi minsan, syempre, time and financial investment din yung internships because not all internships would pay. And then pupunta ka dun sa office, di ba, gagastos ka rin. So I totally understand it.
Yes, if you're a college student listening to this, yeah,
Mm-mm,
go do
for
org
sure.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's that's also my my top advice. And ang gusto ko ding sabihin na ano, file your leaves.
Yes. File your leaves, girl.
Even if it's, for physical, emotional, mental recovery, file those leaves.
Yeah, and take a vacation. If you're able to afford the vacation, I feel that really helps me. Totoo yung sinasabi ng mga tao na parang the best motivation is to have a vacation filed.
Yes.
Yes, for
Pero
sure.
pagbalik mo.
wag mo munang isipin yon. When you're up in the sky, then be in the sky.
I love that.
Be where your feet are at.
Yeah, I love our episode today. If you're struggling with a lot of the things that we talked about, whether that's imposter syndrome or like trying to find your confidence at work,
Mm-mm.
know that you're just planting the seeds. Maybe at
Yes.
this point, or you may be starting to see the fruits, or enjoy the fruits of your labor. Gusto ko lang ding sabihin na, I want to reiterate that the importance of one, advocating for yourself and advocating for other people too in the workplace. Diba? When you
Yes.
get those opportunities to, give a spotlight on someone, commend them for their work, or just make sure that, they're being seen. Like,
Yes.
that does a lot for a person's confidence and in their career as
Mm-mm.
well. So yeah.
Yeah. Ito yung last piece of unsolicited advice ko. It would be kind. Whether that's in the workplace, whether that's to your friends and family, be kind, because I genuinely believe that will bounce back to you eventually. When you're a kind person, I'm not saying be weak, ha? Yeah, be kind, but also have boundaries. So be kind in a
Yes.
sense that, help people when they're in need, but you don't have to carry them. Be kind that, be compassionate to the people around you. Make sure that wherever you go, you have impact even on the slightest bit. It doesn't have to make big waves, but believe in the butterfly effect, that the little seeds that you plant will eventually grow and help other people too. That
Ang
will help you
ganda.
find your purpose.
Ang ganda. And on that note, kapag sinasabi niyo we're like a family here, act like it.
Yes, look after each other.
Yes. Ayun na yung title ng episode. We're like a
We're
family.
family here.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Another episode has passed. Thanks again for all of you listening to us. If you're liking what you're seeing, hearing, please let us know. Leave some comments below and tell Pau and I, please. We love hearing your feedback, guys. And
Yes.
yeah, until next time, again, I am Dods.
And I am Pau at kami ang tambalang Pods.
Sweet.
Magbabalik ang inyong favorite pet peeves the next Sunday.